So here with Billericay Town ladies manager Kim Costa. Well, you've had a terrific week yourselves. Crawley Ross, as far as I know, wasn't defeated for 2 years in 33 games, and then of course in our Billericay fashion we went and got a penalty, went 1-0 up, and I think the ladies had a great defensive performance against a side like that to win.
Yeah, I have to say, it was great to. We played at the People's Pension Stadium, which is Crawley Town, so it was great to actually play at such a fantastic stadium. We're always, we've only just started to play with Crawley Town. It's our second time we've played in this season, so it was true professional from both teams. We was up against it for most of the game, but can't take anything away from the ladies. They were superb. We got a penalty just 3/4 of the way through the first half, and Danica Dougal stood up and took a fantastic penalty, and it was great. It was fantastic to get the 3 points.
I mean, let's talk about the women's game itself. I mean, it's even enticed me this season to buy a FAWSL season ticket with West Ham ladies who are doing fantastic themselves. We had a fantastic World Cup as a country 4 years ago, and since then, I think it was last week, Barclays decided to back the Premier League with a sponsorship. It's grown so much, and I bet you, as a ladies manager, you've been involved in ladies football an incredible amount of time. You must be proud of your game growing week by week and season by season.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic with the investment that's going into the women's game. I think me and you actually had a conversation a couple of seasons ago. And I've always said that women's football has been big, but now you're getting the advertising and media behind it. You're getting investment, which is actually going to change things. I've just picked up that you're a West Ham season ticket holder now. That's disappointing, Reece. Need you down at our games. But yeah, I think the women's game is actually going in the right direction. I think when you look at the female role models, you're actually getting them on TV. You see, they're presenting and stuff like that. Which is what class as a men's game. So it's actually fantastic. Again, we're not there to compete. We're just there to actually be part of a great sport, which is football. When I say compete, obviously what I'm referring to that is that we want to be recognised for our own actions and the performances, and that's what it's all about.
Well, there seems to be much more about the women's game. I mean, if it was 50 years ago, there would have been all that equality crap that we won't go into. But of course, you've got a really big final coming up on the 18th of April, I believe. The men's lost their Essex County Cup this season, and it's for your ladies to go and grab that Essex Cup in the ladies' game.
Yeah, I think we need to recognise some of the younger age groups as well, because we've actually had fantastic seasons across all the pathway of the ladies and girls team. So we've got a number of the teams in their respective county cups, which is fantastic for us, because at the end of the day, one, we're driving female football forward, but it's also nice to do it under Billericay and under the being a blue. So it isn't just about the main team, it's about the whole female pathway. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to, Easter Thursday, Maundy Thursday. I think it will be a fantastic game. And I think for the neutral, come along and watch it, because I think it will be, a good performance from two good teams. And hopefully they're putting a game that the supporters really enjoy.
Obviously, you had a fantastic season, but I believe there was a young goalkeeper that you called up for a game from the under-16s, and I believe she had a fantastic performance in goal. She kept a clean sheet, so that shows the strength of for you, that you can go and call up and rely on our younger players.
I think that's what a pathway is there about. I think you actually start building the foundations, and then what we've actually started to do as well is these younger players are training with us, in first team training, so they understand our ethos and the way that we want to play. I think the difference with how we set our pathway is that we talk to the other coaches and managers about how we want them to play. I think at the younger age groups, you still need to be playing with smiles on your faces. Once it gets a bit more competitive, then it becomes a little bit harder. But I think, for the female game at Billericay, for me, it's about, they need to be enjoying their football, and success comes from the back of that. I think with the Crawley game, you know, for me, it was the team and it was the staff that actually made that happen. And for me, this season, I keep telling all the players, it's about making memories. You know, we've just been promoted into the FA National League, and what a season. You know, make memories and embrace it and enjoy it, and that's the most important thing. Whatever comes out at the end of it, we do it together, team and staff. Yeah, one club.
Yep. All right, thanks, Kim, and I promise you I will be over for more games next season.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.